Okay, when we left, we had some of the points working. Let's see. And you see the points up here. You see the money pop up. And I'm going to throw this ball away. And we should lose uh, 400 points. And we did. Now, the one thing I noticed was the 11 didn't show up when we do like 10, 1. The 11 doesn't show up, so I need to correct that. And we need a little bit of housekeeping, and then we'll start working on ending the round. So to start with, as you can see right here in the draw game, the box selected, when it's over, that's where, when the end of the procedure runs, that's when you see the total pop up there. But if you see right here, we draw the game, and then we move the balls, and then we come back here and draw the game again. But by that time, the total's 11. So we need to move a copy of this up here just before the draw game. That way we can see the 11 total. Five, 5, 1, and it should show 11 even just briefly. And I also don't like that 0 being there. I'd rather it be blank. So down here on the same setting, what we need to do is put an if statement. If running total equals 0, then make a copy of this. Put an else statement there. We want this to be nothing, so if it's not 0, then go ahead and show the number. Alright, let's give this a shot. Now we don't need to do this up here because it will always be 11 up here. So I need to get rid of that to start with too. 8, 2, 1, and there we go. There we go. Click that, and let's just make it blank. There we go. 6 and 5. Okay, well that's enough. Don't get started playing the game again. Okay, let's move up here to the start game. Alright, let's just get this ready too. Let's make this blank. Make that blank. I'm just starting fresh on everything, so everything looks clear when we start the game. And let's see, we might as well go ahead and label score. dot text equals score. Label round dot text equal round. And that's good enough. And let's just same thing down here. Label round dot text equals round. Label score dot text equals score. I said when we complete the round, it will increment that round counter, and then if it's available, have another round, it'll come back, and then it will show the next round. Let's just see if everything still pops up right. There's our round or score. That's counting right. That's counting right. Our points are doing it. Like I said, everything's good. That's good enough. Now we're going to need a flag. So let's come up here and dim disable game. Let me turn off my little touchpad here. And what this flag is for is if the end of the round hits, we don't want people selecting anything, the rack ball or any balls on the table, so we have to have some way of stopping that from happening. So let's go ahead and put that in the start game. Disable game equal false. Excuse me. In the round, disable game equals false. Now in the round end, disable game equal true. Disable game equal true. And these are probably unnecessary, but I'm going to put them there to start with. Okay, let's go back to this. They're on the form there. Let's double click the take score. When someone hits a take score, we want to disable the game. And we and I did do my round status, didn't I? Yeah, dim round status. So we'll set the round status equals 3. And that's just indicating the player pushed the take score, so you know why the game is disabled. Okay. Now let's go up here to the box select where we run through, and if we check to see if there's 11, if there's 11, we remove the balls from the table, and when it's all over with, down here on the very last one, now we need to check to see is there any more balls on the table, and that's what we're going to do right now. Okay, to check if the table's cleared, what we'll need is a little flag. So let's say dim temp flag as false. Let's name it something that makes sense. We'll just say table clear as false. As Boolean equals false. Then we're going to go through a loop for I equals, and we're not going to count the rack ball, so 1 to 22 if p table I dot ball num is not equal to 0, then table cleared equals equal false. So exit exit 4. And let's change this to true. Okay, we said set the flag table cleared as true. Then we loop through all 22 balls on the table, not counting the rack ball. And if we find a ball, then the table is not clear. And there's no reason to check anymore, and we get out of this little loop, this little for loop. And now we check to see if table's cleared. If it is cleared, okay, we want to disable the game. And we want to do the round status as 1. 1 meaning we cleared the table. And I believe that's it. Yeah, we need one more thing. We need to go to the end round. And the same thing down here at the bottom. We need to do end round. Okay, since we disabled the game on both those reasons, we go over here to box select. If disabled game, then exit sub. In other words, if we disabled the game, we want to exit the sub. What else can we do? Oh yeah, on the rack, when we click the rack, if disable game, then exit sub. Anything else? I tell you what we need to do. Let's go ahead and go up here and scroll up. Go to our toolbox. Let's get a label. Put a big label right here. Just for now. Whoops. Alright, let's see. Auto size false. Let's do back color. Web transparent. The text blank. And we'll leave the name label 1. I'll just make it visible equals false. Now let's go back here and go to our round end. Since we told everything to go to the round end, label 1.text equals round over. Oops, where's my round over and round status. Okay, let's go back here on our label. Bold. Make it really big. And just make our color that's good enough. Magenta. Just something that was different. Alright, let's start playing the game. Excuse me. And we need to make the label 1 dot visible equal true. Okay. I'm going to play the game. Now I might have to edit some of this out because I'm going to play it until I can clear the table. Okay, when I clear this, I should clear the table. 1 ball left. Clear the table. Round over status is 1, mean I cleared the table. I can't throw the ball on the table. Of course, there's no balls to tip. Can't. Oh, well, I can't take the score. I'm going to have to disable that too. Once it rounds over one way, you can't click it in another way. So, okay. Let's do it one more time, and this time we'll just take the score. I just hit take score. Now I can't pick anything. Can't throw the rack ball out. Okay, but I do need to come over here under the disable, all the way down at the bottom. And if disable exit sub. Now if the game is disabled for any other reason, we can't take the score. So that's good enough. And when we do get to the timer event, we'll need to do the same thing in a timer. If the timer runs out, they can't hit take score because the timer ran out. So the next step we need to do is start working on the timer. And there's one of several ways to do it. One, we could go back to GIMP and take these lights off and manually in the draw game put them up depending on the time and put them, or have them all up and then remove them. or we can put a little square up here, and as time goes by, covers them with a little black square. But I think the best way to do it, or at least the easiest way, is we'll just put a label right here. And let me just go ahead and show you what I'm talking about. Whoops. Pick a label. Take the auto size off. No border style. And let's go ahead and name it too while we're here. Label. Timer 1. On our back color, let's make it red black, and let's see if I can size it up a little bit. Alright, we're going to have to come down here to our size. I'm in our location. Since it's trying to lock in to that auto, let's move it down. Almost wrong one. $120. Let's see here. We're going to have the little problem, those little edges stopping up, but I can live with that. That's one. Sorry about that. Should have realized it was too big. Let's try 20. 18. 16. 15. Yep, need to be 16. I'm seeing the green there. Okay. Copy. Paste. Go back to our location. $138. Let me see here. $137. $136. Okay, let's see here. Change our height. I don't know, something's done. See here. Let's move our location down again. Now, which one are we seeing here? Start all over here. Location of that one. Let's go down again. Okay. So we put that one at 120. So then this one should start at 121. whoops, plus 16. 121, 16 is 137. Do 136. And we'll make it a little bit taller. Alright, let's make this invisible false. And just run it and see if okay, we see all the balls not being blocked. True. Make this invisible false. And it's not blocking any of those balls. Okay. Go back to this one. I need to rename it. Label timer 2. And both of them should not be visible to start with. False. False. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to increase the size of the label as time goes on. So to start with, just to double check everything on our start round before we draw the game or whatever. Label timer dot visible equals false. Timer 2 dot visible equals false. And during the game, before the game starts, let's make them invisible. Well, let's see here. Oh, that's fine. I might change that later, because I think I remember playing the game until the balls get thrown out on the table. Matter of fact, I think that's what it is. So let's put this true, and this one true. And let's go ahead and put it up here. And then down on the initial table load, when it's done loading the tables, before it draws, after it throws all the balls on the table, then we'll turn the timer blockers basically off. And then the timer pops up. Let's see how that looks. There we go. That looks good to me. Okay, we're gonna need a timer to take the balls off. So let's go back to the form here, toolbox. Let's go to timer. Double click. give this name the round, timer for the round, and let's make its interval, let's make it 4 seconds, so 4,000. We can change that later, but I think that'll be fine. There we go. First thing we want to do is we want to stop the timer, and when we're done doing everything, we want to start the timer. And everything in between would be the timer code. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to increase the width of the label so that it'll block more. Now, on the first one, not only since the balls disappear from the right, all we're going to be doing is starting on the left hand side of the first one and starting every time the timer goes off, increases the width of the label. Now on the second row, we're going to have to start to the left, increase the width, and actually move where the label starts. You know, I need to go back to the game design here and look at these. Let's start with this one here. Let's do the location. What I want to do is I want to get this left, just left of the of where the little timer ball is. So let's go like 320 on the X location. Okay, I can see just a tad of the ball. So let's go to 319. Okay, so I don't see any at all. So now let's do the same thing on the right. Let's go to the width. And let's change this to 320. Okay, 321. Nope. 322. Okay, it's covered. So let's do this one the same thing. The width, 322. And the left, or the location, the X is 319. So let's set this one to 319. Okay. So now we know. Let's run it for just a second here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, we got 18 balls each. Okay, if we look over here on our sides, it's 322. And there's 18 balls each, so 322 divided by 18 is almost 18, but like 17 something. So let's take the width. Let's subtract, just for checking, 322 minus 18. Let's see what we get. It's 304. So let's put our size at 304. And let me see here. Do we see a whole ball? We do. Okay, let's subtract another 18. And that is equal to 286. So let's change this to 286. Do we see two balls? We do, but I think, let's try it again. 286 minus 18, whoops. 268. 250. That might work. We might have to actually subtract another number and then take the integer of it, because it looks like it might be creeping a little bit further down, but we'll give that a shot. See, so originally this was what, 322, I believe it was. Okay, so we're going to use that. We're going to start with that anyway, so try it out. Okay, so let's go back to our language, our code here. We're going to need something to keep track of the time, so let's go up here to our, so we'll call it game timer count. That's integer. Okay, now scroll down here. We need to preset it on the start game. We actually don't need it on the start game. We only need it on the start round. So equal 0. And also on the start round, this is wrong. Let's change this to width on the timer 1 width equals 0. And the timer 2 width equals 0. Excuse me. That's good there. Kind of scroll all the way down to our timer event. And we have 36 balls, or lights, or timer things. So if game timer count is greater than 36, then disable the game. Oops. Disable game equals true. And we want our round status equal to 2, indicating we ran out of time. And we want to jump to end round and exit 4. Exit sub, sorry. We don't want to restart our timer. Now, as far as the timing goes, matter of fact, let me go back over here for test purposes. And let's set this to 1,000 per second instead of 4,000. Now we need another if statement. If game timer count is less than 19. In other words, that first row is 1 through 18. So this is only going to do the timing for the first row. You want label timer 1 dot width equal to, and we said we were going to try 18 as the width of each one, so we'll say 18 times the gate time, the game timer count. So when it's 1, it's 18 wide. When it's 2, it's 36 wide. And let's just do that. I forgot to turn the timer on. So let's go back up here. And the start round. Actually, let's do it on the initial table load. After it loads everything. Yeah. Yeah, let's take that, leave that there. Let's see. Timer round dot start. And when we do the initial load, that should be true. Actually, let's just take them out. And then oh, game timer count plus equal 1. Very simple. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's figure out why they're not being blocked right now initially. I know what, let's take these out of here. And put them right here. There you go, no timer balls. As soon as the balls get loaded, then you just see them. Now let's go back down to our, now we need to do the other half. On this one now, we're going to be actually changing where it starts from. And let's pick it. Okay, they're 322 wide. They start at 319. So that means that at the very end, that's 641. So, label timer 2 dot left equals 641 minus, and it depends on how big. If it's 1 ball, it's only minus 18. If it's 2 ball, it's minus 36. So we'll say 36 minus game time count. Let me put another one. Times 18. There we go. And label timer width, timer 2 width is game timer count minus 18. Nope. Game timer count minus 18 times 18. Okay, because when it's 19, it'll go to this loop. So 19 minus 18 will be 1, and that's 18 wide. So, and I have this in the, gotta get rid of this. Change this to else. And put the end if down here. Up. That's in the wrong place. Yeah, I got this wrong. It's game timer count minus 18. Because when it's 19, 19 minus 18 is 1, so it's only going to move left one time. Okay. Round over 2, take score don't work. Nothing works. I should probably change this to greater than 35. Because it looked like we had an extra count there. Yeah, when that last ball disappears, the game should stop immediately, not 1 second later, or when I set the timer back to about 4 or 5 seconds, not 4 or 5 seconds later. Okay, that's still not quite right. I know, I'll just move this. To the end. Excuse me. That way the ball will disappear first, and then it'll error out. Or not error out, it'll time out. That's good. Okay, that's it for now. When we come back, we'll start doing the end of round scoring for all the different versions. Timer out, take score, or clear the table. Until then, thank you for watching, and don't forget, if you like the video, please select the thumbs up, give me a like, and hit the little box that says subscribe. Thank you.